The U.S. trucking business is a $1 trillion industry and is still run like it's 1970. Freight companies use pen and paper, landlines, faxes, and emails to handle complex business transactions. They use brokers to serve as the middleman between truckers and business, who often take up to 50% commission. And millions of empty miles are lost every year. But a new company called LaneAxis is aiming to change the game. From those faxes and landlines to AI and blockchain tech. Joining me now, the CEO and founder of LaneAxis, Rick Burnett. Rick, thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Matt. Thank you for having me.
So as I understand it, the trucking industry is wildly behind the times, especially technologically, trying to do these complex business transactions, like I said, with this old technology. Can you elaborate on just how chaotic and messy the trucking business is?
Yeah, so about a decade ago, I started into building what I feel is the future of the supply chain, which is connecting shipper manufacturers directly to the trucking company that's hauling the freight. You know, the direct models actually happen in all aspects of our life. You know, we get movies online. There's no more Blockbuster. You go to Netflix or various different online videos, travel, you know, banking, everything. Supply chain is the last one that really is controlled by the middle. And a lot of people don't understand or realize probably is 97% of this industry is smaller independent. So you have 1.5 million trucking companies that haul all the freight. And so what you're talking about is, how do they contract? How do they negotiate directly with who? And that's what LaneAxis is doing, is allowing them, building the direct network and allowing them to go direct.
And so why has it taken so long for a company like LaneAxis to come in and fix a problem of this scale?
Well, when I started in 2015, you know, there were still, you know, the 97% used paper logs. So there wasn't a device in the cab. And less than 1% of them had a smartphone at that particular time. And now all of them have a smartphone, and it's called an electronic logging device, which went into federal mandate January of 2020. So there's a device in the cab, and ability to connect, contract, communicate directly with the driver that's actually hauling your freight from the shipper manufacturing perspective.
Real quickly, can you explain a little bit of LaneAxis's technology and how it revolutionized this business, from, you know, blockchain technology and all of that?
Yeah, so the front end side of the systems like LinkedIn, to where we have all 2+ million trucking companies in the database and queried. You can, as a shipper manufacturer, go to the network, query, find, you know, if you're looking for owner operators or smaller independent trucking companies, or just trucking companies in general, in, let's say, a 30-mile radius of Chicago, you can pull up to 32,000, 740,000 trucking companies. You have the ability to send them a message. You have the ability to communicate. And so the front end side of the system is really about building direct connections. So there's 1.5 million loads, 1.37 million loads a day that's on load boards, inefficient processes. And what we're doing into the smaller independent is helping them change their mindset, where if they build direct connections and build direct relationships, now they have visibility to all that shipper manufacturer's freight, no matter where they're at and wherever they're going. And so as a shipper manufacturer comes into the network, they upload their individual contract. It's moved into a smart executed contract on the blockchain, to where now contractually they can deal with 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 smaller independent companies, because they all have insurance, they all have a contract. And then we have a mobile app that connects directly to the network. So once they confirm on a rate, we pull payment, hold it in escrow. We track the load in real time. It gives 35 data points that's important in a transportation movement, scores the driver performance, gives you location, loading, unloading times. And then behind that, we pay the carrier direct. So the carriers can start to remove the 20, 30, 40% that the broker charges, get rid of purchase transportation as far as contracted rates, where there's network visibility. And so the last point I want to make is that, you know, the 97%, those are the guys that's actually done the work. And so, you know, when we order stuff online today, we're used to putting a credit card in and we're used to paying for the product, and then it gets delivered, right? Well, trucking companies, they have to buy a $120,000 power unit, right? Then they have to buy a trailer. They have to buy insurance. They have to get an operating authority. They have to pay their fuel, their maintenance. They have to haul this load, and then the shipper manufacturers expect to pay them in 30 or 45 days. And so what LaneAxis is doing is helping them to be able to control their future, to be able to make more money. At the same time, we're going to be able to save the shipper manufacturer money, because they're going to be able to go direct by negotiating directly with these smaller independent guys.
Wow, yeah, it's just a fascinating change to the trucking industry, and I think what you guys are doing is going to be huge for the whole industry and really lowering prices for everybody. But thank you very much, Rick, for being with us. We really appreciate you joining the show.
Thank you for your time. And just one last closing thing, if you're interested in owning some shares in LaneAxis, go to invest.laneaxis.com. Thank you, Matt.